Hey, this is Ben from LSC, and in today's video, we're going to be going over Keystone and Heartland province of Canada, known as Manitoba. And in this video, we're going to be going over 10 interesting facts that you may or may not know about the province of Manitoba.
Number 1.
First on our list, we have the Napusk National Park. Now, this national park is the world's largest denning site for polar bears. But the best place for polar bears in Manitoba seems to be Churchill. In Churchill, it is illegal for a polar bear to actually break into someone's home because they made it were like polar bear proof, so that it would be nearly impossible for a bear to actually break into your home. They even go so far as to take a polar bear to court, and the polar bear actually gets caged until it actually goes through a court sentence and then either just gets captured or released. Imagine a little polar bear, it's like, rawr. And you, sir, Willie the polar bear, are accused of stealing food. What is your stance? Rawr, I'm a polar bear, you dumbass. After court, the polar bear ends up getting relocated out of the town of Churchill. That's why Churchill is named the polar bear capital of Manitoba. But that's why, other than in the territories, is why in Churchill there is actually a law where people have to actually leave their car doors unlocked in case someone had to dart in last minute because they're getting chased by a polar bear. And even children are advised to not dress as a polar bear in case they end up attracting one. Now, as cool as Churchill sounds with its many array of armies of polar bears, they have like almost no roads because it's in a remote northern town of Manitoba. It takes a 48-hour train ride just to get from Churchill, Manitoba down to Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Number 2.
Next up on our list, we are in the midst of the snake den in Manitoba. The Narcisse snake dens has the largest concentration of snakes within the entire world. The most common species of snake in these dens is the red-sided garter snake, a non-venomous species of snake. Thank goodness for those Manitobans that get bitten by a snake. It is also the largest mating den when it comes to those species of snakes. Now, according to some of these tourist guides, the best time to actually go out and see these dens of snakes is actually right around Mother's Day. So if you want to bring your mother that's like batshit scared of snakes, then make sure you bring her to this den.
Number 3.
Next on our list is a pretty interesting Mars fact. Did you know that when NASA went out and named a patch of Mars, they actually named it after the city of Winnipeg? So all you Winnipeg people out there, you now know that there's a spot on Mars that is literally named after your city.
Number 4.
Next up, we have the Manitoba Limestone Lake. It is the finest and largest example of a marl lake in the world. This lake changes colors depending on what temperature it is. Now, this lake can change from multiple different colors: red, yellow, purple, turquoise blue, as well as milk white. When the water is warm, calcite comes out of the water as a solution and forms microscopic crystals, which gives the water a white milky color. But don't drink it, or else you'd be drinking water, or maybe drinking water with like natural chemicals, who knows. I don't even know if you can swim in it, but the source of calcite is right underground in the water.
Number 5.
Next up on our list are festivals. Now, Manitoba sets many records when it comes to different festivals, and boy does it love its festivals. Manitoba's Festival du Voyageur is Western Canada's largest winter festival. Winnipeg's Folk Festival is one of the oldest and largest folk festivals in the world. Folklorama, hosted in Winnipeg, each August is the world's largest and longest running multicultural festival. Over 44 cultural phenomenons. The pass is home to the Northern Manitoba's Trapper Festival, which happens to be Manitoba's oldest winter festival that's been going on since 1916. Is it just me, or do a lot of these festivals happen when it's snowing and like really cold out? The Manitoba Abbey is the largest powwow gathered in Canada and the second largest in North America. So I guess that beats out all the powwows that you see at the Stampede.
Number 6.
Next fact on our list, Winnipeg has one of the longest skating trails around the world. Starting downtown at the Folks, the trail leads skaters down the Red and Assiniboine rivers over a length between 6 and 9 kilometers and features different warming huts designed by architects from all over the world. Hey, maybe that's why so many record-holding Olympians that skate hail from Manitoba, including Susan Ox, Clara Hughes, and Cindy Klassen.
Number 7.
Next fun fact about Manitoba is a lot of the people in Manitoba actually hold a record for consuming the most amount of Slurpees in the world. And they've held that title for 16 consecutive years. Winnipeg especially has the most Slurpee consumers out of all of Manitoba, with an estimated 1.5 million Slurpees consumed since the first 7-Eleven popped up in Manitoba in 1970. In fact, 7-Eleven erected the Slurpee statue in Winnipeg, which has now been made the biggest Slurpee statue in the world.
Number 8.
Next on our list, did you know that the Manitoban town of Flin was actually named after a sci-fi character? Now, the town of Flin is where the Canadian government commissioned the largest dispensary weed farm, which I bet you my Manitoba buddy Sean probably wants to make a trip to. Am I right? The town also has a giant dedicated statue to the fictional character Josiah Flintbati. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but which the character comes from a 1905 novel called The Sunless City. Now, funny enough, this novel actually talks about a hidden city kind of under the water, under some lake, and a civilization where everything's all backwards, which is actually a pretty interesting sight.
Number 9.
Next on our list is a pretty famous celebrity. Did you know that the famous singer Neil Young actually came from Manitoba? Now, aside from the famous musician, there has been countless other celebrities and very famous people that came from Manitoba. Among them are Marshall McLuhan, Anna Paquin, Randy Bachman, Carol Shields, and many others. There was even a native in Winnipeg named William Stepson that actually served during World War II and had a spy code name and was the inspiration for Ian Fleming's James Bond character. And also the idea of the character Winnie the Pooh actually was named after a Canadian black bear in Winnipeg.
Number 10.
Next and last on our list, we have a fun fact about trees. Manitoba has a tree count of 160,000 trees and has one of the largest elm trees in the world. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like watching informational top 10 list videos like ours, then make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. If there's anything that we missed, comment in the section down below and tell us what other province that you want us to actually search up facts about, because we've already done Saskatchewan, we've already done Alberta, and we're planning to talk about many other provinces in this country. And if you have any other suggestions for videos that you want us to do, then make sure you comment that below yourselves. Anyways, this is Benny, and I'll see you in the next video.